Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Because after 8 months of the Palestinians being brutally murdered, there is no mercy, and so we have to continue to show up for our people.
Now at 11, a call to action in downtown Orlando as dozens gather for a pro-Palestinian rally and vigil for the lives recently lost.
Local veterans, families, and dignitaries honor fallen service members of the U.S. military. We'll take you to Osceola County for a tribute at the 65th Infantry Veterans Park.
And severe storms spawned an outbreak of tornadoes across several states, leaving multiple people dead. We'll take you to those communities hit the hardest.
First at 11, record heat today, plenty hot tomorrow as well. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan.
And I'm Summer Knowles. Thank you for joining us. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. And Tony, this heat is certainly sticking around for at least a few more days.
Yeah, well said, Summer. If we take you back outside right now, you guys nail it. 98, again, the hottest day of the year, breaking a record high as well in Melbourne. 97, 97 in Sanford, Orlando, and up towards Daytona Beach. Some very warm temperatures today. iDrive is good, but it is a warm and muggy night out there tonight here across Central Florida. The one thing, though, that we are keeping an eye on is a little disturbance just north of Interstate 10. Models tonight are trying to bring some of that moisture in late morning on into the afternoon, which could help to knock down those temperatures a few more degrees than previously thought. There are a few sprinkles trying to develop here well in advance of that feature into Marion County, but it's over the Ocala National Forest where, again, there's not a whole lot of the folks that live. 79 Ocala, 82 Sanford, and 82 right now on into Kissimmee. When you factor in the humidity with that, still feels like near 90 degrees in downtown Orlando. Sanford back towards Melbourne. The out-the-door temperatures also quite warm, 70 to 75 degrees. We get you through late morning on into the afternoon. Some showers and some storms and some heat. We'll take a look at Futurecast and those county-by-county temperatures when I see you at 11:18.
All right, Tony, thank you. Right now, we are following some breaking news. This is out of Orlando tonight, where these lanes are now back open after this crash on I-4 westbound near the Sand Lake Road exit. You can see 2 cars were involved. The crash happened just after 9 o'clock. We now know the drivers were a 69-year-old man and a 20-year-old man. You can see it caused quite a bit of traffic. Now, one of those men, we're told, was taken to the hospital, but is expected to recover from their injuries. A live look at the exit right now. All lanes were shut down while first responders and cleanup crews were on the scene. It took more than an hour for crews to clean everything up, but as you can see, it is smooth sailing there tonight. An Israeli airstrike in Gaza late Sunday killed dozens of people in a refugee camp in Rafah.
Today, people gathered here in Orlando for a pro-Palestinian rally and a vigil for the lives that were lost. It's one of many we've seen in Central Florida since the start of the Israel-Hamas war.
WESH's Paola Tristan Arruda was there as the calls for action continue.
Brevard County deputies say a case of road rage put 3 kids and their parents in danger over the weekend in Mims. This all happened on State Road 46 Saturday afternoon. No one was hurt, but the family's SUV ended up with 9 bullet holes. 2 men from Brevard County, Chad Murrow and his passenger, Chad McKinnon, faced 2 counts of attempted murder and 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Deputies say the suspect's pickup truck forced the SUV to stop before the shooting happened. Neighbors tell WESH 2 they're now worried about their safety there.
It's nerve-wracking. I have 5 kids of my own, so to know that somebody's doing that right around the street from where we live is disheartening. We just moved to this side of town.
Both men are being held without bond.
Happening now, the TSA is setting a new record for the number of travelers screened in a single day. The Memorial Day travel rush ends tonight. In total, the TSA screened more than 18 million passengers from Thursday to Sunday. And many are making the return home tonight. Here's a live look at the flight board at this hour. You can see 60 flights total on time, 21 delayed, and just 4 canceled.
The last Monday in May is set aside to remember and reflect. Memorial Day is all about honoring fallen members of the U.S. military.
It is. WESH News' Gil Pascal Brown takes us to a remembrance in the Osceola County community of Buenaventura Lakes. Next, while some families are mourning their loved ones right now, others are looking for a new home.
This after storms destroyed their communities.
It was like this loud roaring. It was so deafening.
A look at the extensive damage in several states.
Plus, a new World War I memorial is set to be installed later this year. The connection it's bringing for soldiers who modeled for it.
And a sneak peek at the brand new Nickelodeon Hotel coming soon to Central Florida.
What does a morning with WESH 2 News Sunrise look like? It's waking up with the news you need to stay informed.
What's new from overnight?
And the information you can trust.
It's an accurate start to your day from Kelly and class.
I'll tell you exactly what to expect outside.
It's a sense of direction from Megan Mackey.
I'll put you on the best route for your morning commute.
From breaking news
to what's happening around town.
This is what your next morning looks like with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Local, live, late breaking.
First Warning Weather on CW18 is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
The National World War I Monument is set to be unveiled later this year in Washington, D.C.
That's right. It's a sculpture 10 years in the making. The artist behind the sculpture is using real veterans as models. The 60-foot structure depicts 5 different pivotal moments of war, from the children saying goodbye to nurses saying an injured soldier. Along the way, the artist, Sabine Howard, made a special connection with these 6 service members who modeled for the project. One of them just joined the Army.
It's like my grandfather did, and hopefully my kids eventually might not be through military service per se, but just giving charity and service. I always want that to be running in our blood.
While the sculpture memorializes the 22 million people lost in World War I, Sabine's message is that service and sacrifice transcends all time, not just one war or party.
Tonight, we're learning more about the Nickelodeon Hotel and Resort coming to Kissimmee. Lion Star, Paramount, and Everest Place announced they're coming together to bring a Nickelodeon Hotel and Resort back to Central Florida. The project's actually been in the works for a couple years now. Families will be able to see characters from SpongeBob SquarePants, Paw Patrol, Dora the Explorer, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up close.
We really have something for everyone. Every type of vacation, from budget and economical hotels up to 5-star resorts like Gaylord and Omni. We have the funky fun Margaritaville, and all the different name brands in between.
The hotel will have more than 420 hotel rooms, 4 restaurants, a pool, and other amenities, as you see there in those renderings. It's set to open in 2026.
The massive fire that has been burning at the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge since Saturday afternoon should burn itself out. Officials say a lightning strike is what caused it. This fire is huge. It's burning about 2,500 acres of the wildlife refuge near the Kennedy Space Center. Fish and wildlife officials say this fire is contained within the Peacock's Pocket Marsh and is not threatening any facilities. Crews are still monitoring it, though, and plan to open the public access roads later. This same area burned over 3 years ago, and we're told it's just a natural cycle for the refuge.
From the south to the Midwest, severe storms touched down across multiple states over the weekend. Look at that. More than 20 people have died, including kids. Several of the deaths happened in Kentucky. At least one victim is in critical condition. The National Weather Service declared a tornado emergency after a tornado ripped through the small town of Princeton, Kentucky on Sunday night.
I feel it in the air.
What did it sound like? Did you hear that?
It got real quiet, just didn't have no noise at all, and then that's when she hit.
And we're taking a look at big cleanup efforts in 3 other states. In the first box is Texas, where officials say 7 people died due to the weather-related incidents, including falling trees. A mother and her 2 kids died after a tornado dragged their mobile home. In the middle box, Arkansas officials say at least 8 people died in the storms, and at least 3 tornadoes hit the state on Sunday. And last, several areas across Missouri, Illinois, and that region were hit hard by everything from hail to strong winds to flooding.
So it's hard to look at just the results of severe weather there. Locally, our weather is just very hot, like very, very hot for this time of year.
Record-breaking hot in at least one place today. Tony, you've been keeping track of it all. When's the relief coming?
Yeah, we may get some help tomorrow, but it's not going to help everybody. But I think towards the end of the week, towards the weekend, guys, I think we'll see the temperatures back in the upper 80s. Again, recapping, 97 Orlando, Sanford, on into Winter Haven, and then 98, again, a record high temperature being established today over towards the city there of Melbourne, 95 in Titusville. So the number of 90-plus degree days has already grown to 25. And it's not even June the 1st. We typically average about 106 to 110 90-degree days a year. Up towards Daytona Beach tonight, things are nice and quiet out there. There's a little disturbance now coming into South Georgia, the I-10 corridor from Tallahassee back towards Mobile, Alabama. Some of this energy is going to sneak in now as we get you into the day tomorrow. There were a couple sprinkles here earlier. They have since fallen apart. Temperatures up north, middle upper 70s, metro area still right around 82, 83 degrees, and the dew points are really starting to come up. 78, 81, 76. That is a sultry night, even by our standards, and certainly a little bit above the norm for the latter half of May. Dew points here still in the 60s, Winter Haven back towards Claremont. So that muggy meter tonight is way up there. Earlier today, it was in this range. Now tonight, with the breeze coming on in, we're almost on the borderline miserable, and your AC is going to be going all night tonight in many parts of central Florida. 73 Ocala, 74 down towards Palm Bay. The launch forecast come very early now tomorrow morning at 7:30. Looks good. We'll watch the cumulus cloud rule here, but overall, wind shear booster recovery concerns are low. We do start today in Titusville at 9 o'clock at 82. We're jumping up into the lower 90s. Showers and a few storms getting in could help us out and knock those temperatures down a good deal from where we were today. But if you're heading over towards Universal Studios, prepare for the heat and watch out for those storms by early afternoon. The heat risk tomorrow is moderate to major here across a good chunk of central Florida's temperatures will be running in the middle and upper 90s here in many locales, but we are hoping that that moisture may sneak in earlier rather than later. Look at these forecast highs for tomorrow. Within a few degrees of tying some record highs. We'll be watching and monitoring that here again very carefully. And get you on into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That front drops on in, then begins to kind of stall out, wash out. But we get the northeasterly wind flow now with high pressure building in across the southeast, and that should begin to help us out by knocking down those temperatures. Let's switch gears here for a second. We're now only 5 days out until the start of hurricane season. We would really love it for you and your family to get those hurricane action plans completed. No tropical development is expected here over the next couple of days. We start with Alberto, and if we get through the entire list, William would be the last named storm on that list. Let's put it all together here for you. A chance for showers and storms tomorrow, drier Wednesday, Thursday. Storms return as we get you late in the weekend and early next week, along with somewhat cooler weather.
Thank you. All right, in sports, we are talking baseball in a big way.
Absolutely. Selection Monday here, and the Gators got some good news, too.
Yes, the road to Omaha is set, but yes, the Gators getting good news on the baseball diamond and the basketball court. Coming up, the good news from Walter Clayton Jr. Sports is next.
WESH 2 Sports is sponsored by Mullinax Ford. During the Memorial Day sales event, save $10,000 on new F-150 XLT hybrids. For over 3,500 vehicles on sale, shop Mullinax. Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
What a debut season. Hello, everybody. I'm Darren Stoltzfus. When Rich Wallace took the reins at UCF, took over the head coaching job at his alma mater, he made sure the current team knew playing in the NCAA tournament is simply the standard. He's followed through. In his first season, the program's first season in the Big 12, they're back to dancing again, heading to Florida State for the Tallahassee Regional. They are headed back to the NBA Finals. That is it for sports. More news when we come back.
Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.
All right, taking a look now at the updated 7-day forecast. Plenty of heat tomorrow, but we may get those afternoon cooling showers and storms across portions of central Florida. Fingers crossed on that. It's all heat and all dry on Wednesday, Thursday. Still looking a little bit toasty, but as we head into the weekend, notice the return of the onshore flow, a few coastal showers. That'll knock our temperatures back down into the upper 80s. Remember, a normal high temperature this time of the year is now 90 degrees, and we don't drop below that until the middle of September. It's a long stretch.
Hang in there, stay cool. Relief is coming.
You got it.
All right, that's it for us tonight. WESH 2 News, of course, always on at WESH.com or the WESH 2 News mobile app.
Thanks for watching. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow night. But don't forget, you can wake up with WESH. Our sunrise cruise starts at 4:30 a.m. with overnight news, first morning weather, and, of course, your traffic. Have a great night.
Central Florida traffic can be brutal, but Megan Mackey is here to help you navigate it all.
Consider me your local transportation expert.
This is what First Warning traffic looks like with Megan Mackey, and it's here on WESH 2 News.